Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about a product that you've probably heard me talk about before, but I've never done like a real deep dive, and I recently have been experimenting more with it and found some uses that I thought would be super helpful for some of you guys. This is Xodus Thinning Oil. You could get this at McPherson's, and basically this oil you use almost the same way as thinning medium, but you can also use this as a replacement for your regular thinner mineral spirits if you like a slightly thicker mix. I'm just going to show you the consistency differences here. This is regular thinner. This is thinning oil. So thinning oil is not too thick. Here we have thinning medium, so you can tell this is really thick. The thinning oil is, I would say, a cross between these two, kind of like if you thinned thinning medium way down. I'm just going to dump this regular thinner in here so that I have something to clean my brushes with. In this bottle here, I just put Xodus Thinning Oil. It's just easier for me because I can just squeeze it out. If you don't have a bottle like that, they do come in these bottles. You can just get these pipettes, or you can obviously pour it directly from the bottle, but I really prefer this. So one of the uses that I really have been impressed with this about is using this as a primer. I'm gonna say right off the bat, if you have a kit that has a ton of pinholes or things that you really need to fill with something thicker, this would not be your go-to. But if you have a problem with a kit taking paint, if there's shiny areas that won't take paint, it's just not taking paint, this is freaking awesome. Okay, I have this gorgeous Ellie Sue kit. I love Ellie Sue. Ellie Sue is by Bonnie Brown. I keep saying this every time I talk about her. I wish Bonnie Brown would re-release her in new vinyl. There was a major issue when they manufactured Ellie Sue, and the vinyl is awful. Everyone I know that has painted Ellie Sue, which aren't very many, a lot of people got her kit, but very few actually successfully painted her. Her vinyl like leaches oil like crazy. I actually did like 3 or 4 layers of straight Genesis matte varnish on Ellie Sue, and I could not get this kit to take paint at all. What I did was I used Xodus Thinning Oil. I just put it on a torn cosmetic wedge and I just pounced it straight on. I baked it at 265 for 9 minutes, and you could see I'm actually painting Ellie Sue now. Like, it leaves a really nice finish. You can feel a little bit of tooth on it, but what I really like about using this instead of like a varnish or a thinning medium is it has no texture. It has a matte finish. Her kit is taking paint now, but I have like a totally smooth work surface on her still. I know I've seen that a lot lately from you guys where you have kits that the vinyl is super shiny. You have areas that won't take paint, and this works fantastic for that. I have been talking about these Winton oil colors, and I mixed it up in my palette when we did that video. The next day I went and stirred it back up, and it took a lot of work to stir this up. I did try mixing it later with thinning oil. I let it sit for a couple days and I was able to mix it right back up. So if you're using these and finding it dries out, adding a few drops of this in your palette with it helps immensely. The other thing that I'm like actually most excited about, which I've just been experimenting with in the last few days. Okay, I have a whole bunch of new heat set brands here, and The issue I've been having with all of the new heat set brands that I've tried is that they really need to be mixed with thinning medium. I'm just gonna show you a little test here. This is, I'm not picking on Irresistibles. This is the same thing with all of these. They do not dissolve well in thinner at all. Like, they just don't. However, if you mix them with thinning medium, they dissolve like right away. They're not grainy. They have no problems. There's not like the separation that you're seeing in here. They instantly dissolve. One thing that I don't really love painting with thinning medium. I don't like my paint that thick. So I have found using thinning oil is basically, you could see it dissolves exactly the same as it does with the thinning medium, but it is way thinner. So I have tried that with all of these brands and it works like really, really well. I was super excited to try Alva and Go, which I tried recently. I have not done a video for you guys yet because I was trying to work out some kinks. I had thought that they did not need to be mixed with thinning medium. But when I went to try it, I could not get it to cure. And I talked to, the people over at Alva and Go, and they said it can just be mixed with thinner. However, it does not work with Mona Lisa, Gamsol, Clean Strip, any of the brands of mineral spirits that I have available to me. It does work, she said, really well with a brand of mineral spirits that they sell in Spain, but I didn't have access to that, and I did not get thinning medium because I thought that I didn't need it. So I mixed it with the thinning oil and it cured perfectly fine. I mixed it with thinning medium, it cured perfectly fine. So it works really well with this. I'm just going to show you with some of the other brands that I have here. I'm going to do this one last. Those jars are like so messy for me. So this is Authentic Reborn, Peaches and Cream, Lips. You could tell it dissolves like perfectly. Authentic Reborn, I don't know why I grabbed this one. I actually thought it was something else because this is just, Authentic Reborn is just Genesis mixed with thinning medium. So of course it is gonna do that. This is BC Heat Set Paint. It dissolves instantly in oil. Phoenix dissolves instantly in oil. I grabbed a little bit too much on my brush there. Just gonna clean this out really quick so I'm not mixing all these paints together. Whoops. And I have that Winton oil colors, and they dissolve great in thinning oil also. So like no problems at all. I'm hoping that you guys can see this as far as separation. I know in my video that I did make about this, I did let my palette sit. I don't remember how long. It was a long time. It was like 2 weeks or something. And all of the paint that I had mixed with the thinning oil mixed right up. If you have old Genesis that looks like this, that is super dried out and stuff, you can also add some thinning oil to that and it makes it creamy again. So it is like a super awesome, it's just an awesome product. It really is. I'm not being paid to say this either, but I was really excited about it. I mean, I've been excited about it because I think it's a really great alternative. If you were an air dry artist before and you switched over to heat set, I know a lot of people that I've talked to, they have an issue with the consistency. When we use heat set paint, we're used to painting with this type of water consistency. As a former air dry artist, I can tell you when you're painting with air dry, you're used to mixing mediums into your paint. So you're definitely used to painting with a consistency that's a little bit thicker and more like this. Going from this to this can be a big jump for people when they're trying to learn. So I think this is like a really good stepping stone instead of regular thinner. I was super excited about using it as a primer and being able to paint Ellie Sue finally. But, you know, the thing that I was super excited about is like, okay, those are generic things, right? And it's obviously, it's Xodus brand that you buy at McPherson's. But everyone has totally different preferences for heat set paints. And so you might have like any of these, and like me, you didn't know that you needed thinning medium. Maybe you're low on thinning medium. Maybe like me, you don't like painting with thinning medium because it does make your stuff shiny after you bake it. It is thicker, that kind of stuff. And so it was really exciting for me that I could use this instead of thinning medium for all of these. They all dissolve perfectly. They all cured after the first bake. 265, 9 minutes is what I did that as. Price wise, their 16-ounce jar, I think it's $29. It is fairly comparable to like name brand. If you're using Gamsol or something, it's almost the same price. It's not that big of a difference. And it's a good product. Like, I would really recommend it. Even if I never used it in my paint mixes again, I would 100% keep using it for kits like this. Like, vinyl issues are a lot more common nowadays. I've seen, like, you know, I like joke about it, but it's like, what's going to be wrong with this kit I have coming? You know, seems like there's always vinyl issues lately with almost every single kit. And that's a question I get all the time. Like, my kit's not taking paint on the fingers. It's not taking paint on the toes. And I always say, you know, if you have varnish, you can do a layer of varnish. But now, like, I have been doing that. But I don't like doing that necessarily because if I thin it too much, it doesn't work. If I do it straight, I'm like wasting precious varnish that's more expensive, right? But the main thing is that I don't like getting that little bit of texture on there when I'm still painting, because I don't want little uneven bump spots that can get paint stuck in them. Like, I want something that does not change the finish and that does not change the texture at all. And this has worked like really, really great for me. I'm like super excited that it works with Alvent and Go, because I was so bummed out when I got this, and you know, it like mixed well and everything. I just couldn't get it to cure, and I was like, damn it, you know, now I'm gonna have to use thinning medium in this way that I don't like painting, but I really want to like work with these in a way that is in the way that I paint, basically. Like, I don't want to have to change my whole painting method to try to use new paint lines. So I was really happy that I could do that. All right, I'm going to end this because I'm starting to sound like an infomercial. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. I thought it was cool that they work with like all these brands and do the same thing as thinning medium, but you don't have to get thick paint. All right, guys, I hope that that was helpful to someone struggling with one of these issues, and I will see you in the next one.